this thing up with WD-40 on this line here, and you can see that the valve is leaking because I blow into it and it loses air. You can see all along the top and the gasket here that this valve is leaking from where it glued together. We changed this about a year ago. Might have been 2 years ago, because he needs a smog again and his valve has failed. And we have no leaks. But you can see how shiny this thing is all around there to where this valve is leaking, which sucks because that valve is not that old. So now I'm into the purge line, which goes from my connection right there into here, into the plastic line right there that runs to the gas tank. So if we unplug this, you can see all the smoke. So nothing is leaking up here. Last time he had a gas cap also that had failed, and we have no smoke coming out anywhere. So this is telling me that the purge valve itself has failed, which sucks because he has the P440, I believe is the code, which is evap purge leak, and yet it's not any of the lines. And he had replaced the purge valve not too long ago. I want to say about 2 years. I thought it might have been this quick connect O-ring, but it is not. As you see, that's the liquid I put in it, and you can see all the liquid leaking out in those spots. So this purge valve is no good. Basically up here around the solenoid is leaking. So something failed inside this thing, so we need a purge valve. There we go. I'm going to get everything disconnected. We can see we're building up almost 10 inches of pressure, and the reason it's flickering is because the gas cap will be venting it back. That's why you see the needle flicker like that. But seeing pressure, smoke should come out somewhere, and it is not. We'll be back. Let's get this purge valve replaced. So what I'm going to do now to stop the smoke is I'm going to turn this dial. You see that little black thing, to where we're not blowing any more air. Gauge is at 0. We're going to go ahead and turn off the heat. Go ahead and disconnect our cables to stop the fan, the cooling fan, and we can let all the smoke out. You can see the smoke in there. We'll go ahead and pop this gas tank cap. Try to get some of this smoke out of here. All right, got the new purge solenoid on. I'm driving it around right now, trying to get all the monitors to set. I think I have 3 left. Just drove about 30 minutes, letting it idle. Check engine light's still off, but we're gonna scan for the monitors right now, see how it does. This thing needs a smog check. Check engine light's still off, which is good. But just trying to make sure everything's good. Got a new Purge solenoid from AutoZone, not one that I recommend. FCP Euro or the dealer is better, but the problem is today is Sunday and I'm out of time. I have work again tomorrow, and I'm just trying to get this done for this guy so that he can get his smog check done. So I think his tags are up December. Yeah, December 2024. So we are out of time on trying to get all the issues sorted with this BMW. When these things get, you know, to be 20 years old, there's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done. So just completed all of it. It's about $4,000 in maintenance that needs to be done, along with the cooling system, the idler, the belts, the plastic expansion tank, all the hoses, all the evap stuff, the CCV system, decarbonize the valves, and now we're dealing with purge stuff. So this one last year 2 years ago, got a purge solenoid. It was from O'Reilly's, and a gas cap. That's why I was checking this gas cap. He got one off Amazon and it was leaking so bad that we had to buy one from the dealer. That's a dealer cap. So I'm gonna check the monitors real quick, see where we're at on the monitors. I'll show you how to do that. Most scan tools have them. Even code readers have monitors. So we're gonna go ahead, plug right back into this thing. It's gonna retrieve information on this car. Since I've scanned this several times, it should locate the information real quick. OBD2, just a generic scanner. It's going to scan for any codes. Pending codes is what we're looking for. If there's no codes, we'll go ahead and check for monitor. By now it should have set a pending code for evap system if there is an issue, but we'll see. It's been 35-40 minutes of driving, and there is no pending codes, but emission status is still yellow, it's not green. So we got secondary air system is good. So we need oxygen sensor and evap. Nice that the catalytic converter has been set, because that's a hard one to set. So oxygen sensor heated circuit is what we will need now. So it's looking really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and back this off. I'm gonna power this off. We're gonna go take this back up to the owner's house, about 30 minutes away, and then I'll scan it again. Hopefully by then, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the car for a second. And I think evap is done when it's secondary air system's another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to drive it. Check engine light. This one does have a ABS issue. ABS module's been changed out. It just needs to be coded. So for this VIN number. But we're gonna go ahead and continue to scan this check engine light. All right, got it plugged in again. No pending codes, and the only two monitors is evap and oxygen sensor. So we're gonna run it for a little while. I think those are gonna be cold in the morning, but it doesn't check evap until it's below a quarter of a tank, and it's not there yet. That's why I was shocked that the evap was coming on. It was coming on because the solenoid was shorted out. So no pending codes now, which it was popping up pending codes before. and all the monitors are run except oxygen sensor, heater monitor, which is cold in the morning. It's the power and ground that goes to the heater circuit of the oxygen sensor, and then evap, which once this thing cools down and starts back up, it should check those monitors again. But there we go. Everything should be good. All right, got all the covers back on. That evap solenoid is that connector right there. So there's a vacuum line coming from the back and one coming from the side. So that goes to that line right there. And then there's a hard line all the way back to the tank, plastic line. So, I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty dark in there. But it's been sitting for about 30 minutes now. Drove it back to the customer's house from the 40-minute drive. We're gonna scan it again. And see if any pending codes are there. Let it boot up and find the car. See, the check engine light does work. It's another thing they check for the test. We'll go here. See if there's any pending codes. Scan tool works really good. It's just very slow compared to a $2,000. So there would be codes here if there was any issues. No issues found. So we just have the heated O2 circuit, which it's not going to check that till it's cold, and it won't check that evap system until we're at a quarter of a tank. And we're almost there. Between empty and a quarter is where it checks evap. That's why most smog shops don't require the evap system to be set if they see the fuel tank is full. They won't make a customer drive it around for hours. They'll just pass it. But some shops will fail it, make the customer go drive it around for an hour, come back, just so they have some fails in their system, and they're failing it manually. But evap system does not have to be checked for a smog test station. This one's going to a star system, so we're going to try to get that monitor to set anyway, just so he doesn't have an issue. I think they've already failed this one once, so it's not going to check that oxygen sensor until the oxygen sensor is ice cold, and we started up cold in the morning. And evap, it won't check that till you're driving it around, and it's close to a quarter of a tank, which it should be checking it pretty soon. So I'm going to let it run here for a minute, and that's going to conclude this. If something else pops up, I will kick this on and we will check it, but I'm assuming everything's going to be okay from the looks of it, because I should have, like he was having before, pending codes pop up, and then his next key cycle it would turn on the light. So there we go. It's doing pretty good. I don't have another couple hours to do this. It's already getting dark, so I am going to call it a day on this car. But my job should be done. I try to get it to run all monitors in case there is an issue, but no check engine light, which is what we want to see. Hopefully this helps. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next video. This unit number, license plate number, passenger side turn signal works. Driver side front turn signal does not work. The side works fine. The back works fine. So it's just the left front turn signal. Okay, this key was left on in the high stakes one. It was turned to accessory, which is right there. It's got to be in the middle. Had to jump start it. Gonna fire it up. We have a problem with the air horn. City horn works fine. Air horn is installed, but it's blown out. So that's got to be fixed. If equipped, it has to work. Sucks. There you go. 10-ton. Roof light is out. Air compressor's weak as well. This is cracked on the airbag from people beating on it because the horn does not work. So the airbag is literally cracked. Stake bed, F550. Unit number 7316, license plate number. Stake bed parked downstairs. Finding a lot of bad stuff. But it is all right. This is the fuel truck. Horn doesn't work either. Airbag's not busted on this one, but it's got a bad tire as well. Unit 7315. So this arrow is the wear for the sidewall. It's into the arrow already, which means it needs to be changed. It's also been curved, but all the arrows are into the sidewall already. As you can see, it's wearing into the arrow. The way it should look is like this. It should have a gap in between the arrow. This is a good tire. This tire's been replaced. That one's still original. It's no good. This tractor was dead. Had to jump start it. This one was dead. Battery show 2024 replaced, but must have a draw. Check the batteries. Batteries say 2024. But had rust coming out of the tank, so I got to get it running to do the bit inspection. Accumulator needs to be replaced. Got rust in the tank. See the rust coming out. Accumulator and flush. All right, at Sony Transportation. Unit 1956, license plate. The lens is missing to that light. It's got to have a lens cover on it. The other side is good. That one's good. It's got to have a lens.